Hey, what's up, everyone? Shadow HB3 here, bringing you the last episode of Crash of the Titans. As you all know, we beat the game in the last episode, so there's no other levels left to play, but there are a couple of unlockable features and uh, things that I wanted to quickly show you in this final episode. Just a few things, not a whole lot, but things that you might find a little bit amusing. Uh, Hopefully, it won't take a great deal of time to show you all, but we'll get started. First things first, though, I should say that I forgot to show you all the last episode after we beat Nina. I forgot to show you her giant titan, the Arachnina, because there is information on it. So before we do anything else, let's quickly view that information real fast.
The Arachnina. Nina Cortex's personal suit of mech armor, armed with every evil weapon in her private arsenal, and some new ones she borrowed from her uncle.
Well, at least she's trying to follow in her uncle's footsteps, although trying to go against her uncle's back probably wasn't the greatest way to do so, but she'll learn. Maybe. I don't know. So there's that. So the main things I want to show you outside of viewing the Arachnina information, I want to show you all just what all the costumes look like real fast, so that way you can get a glimpse to what all we've collected here. Since we have all 19 costumes, there are, or skins rather, there are 19 skins total in this game. We've collected them all over the course of the game, so I'll quickly show you all of them. Some of them look pretty cool. Some of them I'm like, eh. I'll tell you which ones are my favorites once we come across them here in a moment. Let's see actually, you know what? The Halloween skin, I like that. That's pretty cool. Just because I think I like looking at. I've never been much of a guy who cares about the makeup of the human body, but just looking at bones is something about it. It's just cool, I guess. The Sludge is all right. Doom Monkey, I think, is cool. That's one of my favorites. Ratsickle, pretty simple. Battler, not my favorite, but it certainly came in handy during those later episodes. Bratgirl, I kind of feel bad just because we only got to see it for the Bratgirls for like 3 episodes only, and it just felt like the others, they got to be shown for a little bit more than that, but what are you going to do? There's the Shellphant, you have the Rhino Roller, Stench, Scobrilla looks pretty cool. Voodoo Bunny, I think, is probably the most freakish one just because of that mask. Electric, you can see enough of him. And then my favorite, I think, or the funniest one by far is the Valentine skin, which is awesome. I don't think it really makes much of an effect in the game, in addition to the Halloween skin, but it's just something about it just cool to look at. I think when you see the top of the heart, you can easily think of it, regarded as something else. I'm not going to discuss what, but you guys have your own ideas. So, but in any case, I thought it was pretty funny. But that is all 19 skins, and then of course Crash, which he's cool just the way he is. Nothing beats the original in my mind. But yeah, you pick any of those skins outside of the Halloween and the Valentine, and you can essentially take out whichever minion or type that you come across who matches the skin that Crash is wearing. So there's that, and then the thing that I'll show you next is the free kick move. This basically makes all those costumes, those skins, moot at this point, because you essentially have a game-breaking ability that will let you just mess around for fun. As you all know, you get this by clearing hard mode. You have to play through hard mode to have this ability, to get this ability at the end. But once you get it, it's just kind of fun to play around with. I'll show you guys here in a moment. First things first, though, let's go up to the stone so you can see the tutorial for it. It's pretty simple. It's the 21st of the game. We don't want to look at the free jack mask. Let's go to the final tutorial of the game, which is the free kick. So it's pretty simple. All you have to do is push the right bumper, in my case, and enemies instantly fly or instantly get stunned. So we'll take a look at this gore. We'll test it out here real fast, and on a couple of other enemies too. But as you can see, before we had started this game, or when we started this game, we had to get a free Jack mask to get this gore. But thanks to the free kick, we don't have to do that anymore. We have an infinite free Jack mask in our hands to be able to use it anytime we want. And again, you know, this is meant to be a game-breaking ability to just play around with, I'm sure. So once you get this, you can just kind of mess around and see what kind of Titans and minions you can go after. So like if I were to just leave this thing on its own, I could probably just kick everything to death here and not have to worry about really taking any damage, because with the free Jack mask, I think when you went into the kicking motion, you didn't have to worry about getting attacked at any time. So I could just do this and not have to worry about getting hit, even though the enemy's attacking me, and I'm pretty much untouchable. Oops, did not mean to do that, but yeah, you guys can see what I mean here. Pretty much untouchable. That's really all that is. It would have certainly come in handy in the later episodes, but nonetheless, it's just fun to play around with, so you can get a kick out of that, I suppose. Pardon the pun. But, I mean, this game really doesn't have much else to offer once you beat the story. You know, in terms of replay value, I wouldn't say it's the greatest, but I'll talk about a couple of other things, you know, other thoughts I have in the moment. The only other thing left that I wanted to mention to you all is, you know, like I said, there's concept art for all 20 episodes. I certainly could go through each and every episode to show you them all, some of which are pretty cool, but I think rather than doing it through a video, I'll save it for if you guys really want me to do so, and then what I can do is maybe find an alternative rather than just you know, putting another extra video on it. But again, let me know what you guys want. If you guys want to see the concept art, I'm sure I can find something to make it work, but I won't show it here in this final video, just because I think each episode probably has anywhere from like 8 to 10 pieces of artwork, so it you know, it wouldn't be a whole lot to talk about it on that time, but I would have too much time on my hands, and I don't have a whole lot else to say about this game. But what I do have, I'll say in the credits, which really is the only other thing left that I want to show you and end this game on. Pardon me if I sound a little bit nasally, but anyways, the credits of this game, I think the developers did a really cool thing, where if you go to the credits, you'll see the name scroll from bottom to top like you do with any other movie or TV show or game when it comes to the credits. But what the cool thing here to note of is that the staff members, a lot of them who worked on this game, have something, you know, they have the voice actors basically point out any kind of thanks that they gave to family members, friends, who helped them along the way in making this game, or playing a part in helping make Crash of the Titans happen. All you really will do is, you know, the credits will scroll, you'll come across a name. If it flashes, that means somebody has something special said about them, or they want to give thanks to somebody. Then you push the A button and they'll go through it. What I think is cool is that some of the voice actors of this game will provide the thanks on behalf of those members who helped play a part in making this game. So what I will do is, because it's funny, I had to try to go through this a couple of times. I have this on another take. I'll fast forward or go to that take where I went through the credits. There's going to be a couple of edited parts in there because I messed up a couple of times and had to start over. But we'll get through every single name that has to be said, and then I'll finally, as we get to close to the end, just say a couple of final things and let you guys know probably where things are going to go next from here. So with that, we'll quickly go ahead and start the final part of this video, viewing the credits. Alright guys, we'll start with the credits right now, and here I won't say anything until we're done. So with that, let's begin.
Kirsten deigns to give sickening amounts of thanks and love to her husband Gord. Ugh, gross. I have more hope for her children, Fraser and Stella. Evil geniuses both. Give me a call, you two. We'll ally and then rule the world.
to the prettiest girl in all the stars, Tahira Syed.
Ryan would like to thank his wife, Amy, for feeding and clothing him. I'm not exactly sure how he got along before he met you, but it couldn't have been pretty. Ugh. Ryan also wants to thank his parents for never doubting that playing video games would lead to a profitable career. Well, close anyway.
Joe thanks Michelle for her loving support, Nova for being such a cute daughter, and Dylan, who will only be a teenager for 3 more years. Roman would like to thank his better half, Mary Huber. I don't know how you wound up with this guy, but obviously you could have done better. He's not even a real doctor. Give me a call, please.
Katrina's thanking her husband, get this, Ghislaine Wamakabe. Such a name! It's like he's in the French Resistance or something. Gave me goosebumps just to say it. I want to be a simple peasant girl and get swept off my feet by Ghislaine. I mean, Katrina says thank you. Sarah wants to thank her husband, Jeff, for his wonderful weirdness and wistful wanderings. Who wrote that? Someone trying to get a job at the chocolate factory or something? Thank you, James Shea, Agnes Shea, Jean Shea, and Sandy Shea. And also some guy called Dan Shikes. How do you pronounce that? Honestly, get a normal name like Shea already. Oh, hello to Trish, and to Mom, and to David and Cheryl. Oh, you seem so nice and delightful. Let's all get together for a picnic or some bludgeoning or something. Okay, let me see. Brian's got a pretty long message here. Ahem. I want to thank Mom, Harry, Doug, and Andrea. Also, hellos to Harrison, Jimmy, Stephen, Melanie, Trevor, Zoe, the Nooch, T-Side, Hamilton, the FAF team, Mark, and Onisov. That took forever. I need a muffin. Oh, he also writes, save the Bloods. What are the Bloods? Gypsy Code or something? Doucet wants to thank Kiefer Sutherland for saving the world each and every hour of each and every day. Doesn't that guy ever go to the bathroom?
Jacob wants to thank Terry for everything she's done. I'm not sure what exactly that is, but I'll bet it's sickening.
Malcolm, the uncle with 9 dangerous levels of skill, wants to thank his niece and nephew, Christopher and Phoebe Stead.
Mike, not the Rocket Richard, wants me to send lots of love to his fiancée, Melissa. Oh, that's so sweet. I'm going to need double insulin. Make it a double.
Neil's thanking nephew and niece Ben and Tegan, who apparently live in a whale. What sort of sick people would live in a whale? Anyway, enjoy the game and grow up evil. It's good to be bad. Something is fishy about their story.
Peter wants to thank his mom and dad and some reprobates named John, Paul, and Ann. Get a real job, hippies!
Pierre wants to thank his wife, Gretchen. Apparently, she's the light of his life or something. Ugh, that's sickening. Makes me want to Ralph. The best marriages are silent and repressed.
My thanks to Carrie, Connie, Tanika, Aisha for their love and support. Jiang Ming would like to thank his family for their support, both emotional and financial. Bob would like to send big love to all his friends and family back in England, especially his nephews George and Alfie. Hey, Vanessa, Bob would also like to thank you for showing him the unadulterated joy of hairy cat pants. And he's not talking about trousers. Silly English man. Des wants to thank Tana for being his muse and say hi to the boys, his biggest fans.
Ian chooses to thank his 4 parents. 4 parents? What, was he hatched from an egg or something? The guy's a freak. Probably collects dolls and makes scrapbooks about kittens.
Josh wants to thank his wife, Isul. And what's it say here? Goma wol Isula. Oh no! I've forgotten how to read English!
Saison called me in here to read something. Only had 2 lines in this stupid game, and he went and gave me this big thing to read. Thanks to my drag racing mom and thought-provoking dad for putting up with my random curiosities. Special shout-out to my little sister Mika, best friends Philip, Zay, Kino, and Murdoch, and everyone else representing Lost Numbers, TMC, Liquid Moon, and the Zeta U. Baby, baby!
Lauren would like to thank the powers of rock and roll and the love of her new husband, I think in exactly that order.
Sheik sends heaps of thanks upon Cat Cortez. Cortez? Apparently some sort of family connection there between her and me. Do us Cortexes proud and encourage him to do evil, sweetie pie. Make him bench press you daily.
Chris wants to thank his wife, Unju, for putting up with his ridiculous antics. Saranghe Jakia. Also, hello to Alex and Nicholas, the bestest nephews. Robin would like to thank his son Javid for all the inspiration and for giving him an excuse to sit around watching cartoons. Oh, let's watch some now.
Rain would like to thank Janine, Dad, and Mom, as well as Duke for ending the normality.
Kenneth would like to thank his wife, Zondra. Oh, Zondra, what an exotic name. You could be a South American soap opera star with a name like that. Or maybe you are. I'll check the internets.
Oh, hello, James. What was that? Would I like a cup of tea and a slice of cake? Oh, yes!
Ah, that James chap. Isn't he just marvelous?
Lee wants to thank his lovely female, Kristen, and their bun in the oven. Oh, that's delightful! They're making buns! I hope it's some kind of Danish. I'm so hungry. Get catering in here. Tell them no Danish, though. Apparently someone already took care of that.
Eric would like to thank D.B. Cooper for the generous contribution to his retirement plan. And I suppose his family and friends, yada, yada, yada. Thanks to my wonderful wife, Brandy, for game nights, my rock and roll, non-rock and roll friends, but most of all, our IKEA dish rack. Guys got a thing for the Swedes.
Bryce wants to thank Teresa for her fabulous Tetris skills that remind him of what a real gamer is like.
Thanks to Pookie for fun in the sun and little surfing love bunnies. Simon wants to thank Zephyr, Leah, Ava, and Zian. They are all teeny tiny, very cool, and possess terrible arcane powers of destruction.
Manuel wants to heap thanks and gratefulness on his girlfriend, Jody Jones, the queen of alliteration. Thanks for Jody. I live and breathe thanks to you. Brad would like to thank his girlfriend, Leah, and plug the rockingest band since Falco, the Damn Apes. That Brad is a member of the band is purely a coincidence. Landon would like to thank his family, and most importantly, a big shout out to his niece, Amanda, and nephews, Adam and Dylan. The big word is pumpernickel. Crazy, yeast-obsessed fool.
Bill sends huge thanks to Amaya Mason, the Ford family, Go Dylan, and his parents. Such a sweet boy. Corey would like to thank Laura Hawthorne. Wait a minute. Renowned, bestest, awesomest human being, Laura Hawthorne? I am so going to buy this game. What have I got? Big love to all the clowns out there, but most of all to you, little buddy. Z wants me to say, everything Aku Aku can do, Z can do better. I guess he's a magical wood mask too.
Ash would like to thank the lights of his life and bane of his wallet, Brandon, Haley, and Lacey. You know, he had a choice between you three or a new guitar. He's pretty sure he made the right choice.
Lewis would like to thank Susan Chai and Ming Ong. Mad Dog. Ah.
Rick would like to thank Karen and Tyler and Keith and say how much he What is this? This is not evil! I refuse to read any more of this goody two-shoes propaganda. No evil, no reading. I quit! Goodbye! Trevor Lim would like to thank David Hasselhoff for obvious reasons.
Alright guys, so that was the last name, thanks being given, albeit it was a brief thanks to David Hasselhoff, but you know what? That's okay, because those of us who know what David Hasselhoff is known for will understand why, because it's obvious that Baywatch played an inspirational role in the making of this game. I think, anyway. So to conclude, I just want to mention a couple of other things that I didn't say in the first video, simply just a couple of other thoughts, just to put in here. The series certainly has taken a variety of different turns since Naughty Dog started developing the games and Sony was the initial publisher for the first 4 games. It's been on multiple platforms, and it's seen its characters be redesigned a number of times, much to a lot of people's dismay. And while I'm also one of the many who at times hasn't been too happy with some of the directions the series has gone, I've learned to embrace them as opportunities to put a different spin on things. I find it a bit humorous that I'm saying this, just because a part of me loves the traditional aspect of how this series of platformers and spin-offs has gone, but that said, I know I'm not the only one who feels this way, and I'm hoping that Activision will give us that old feeling of Crash Bandicoot once again, should they decide to make another game. Now, as far as what my plans are next, I've been doing lots of research for the past several weeks on how to stream games online. I'm wanting to find ways to get people to notice this channel and to know what I do, because my goal is to make it as a YouTuber, and I think that this will be a great chance for me to not only catch up on a number of games that I'm wanting to play, a lot of games I own that I still haven't completed yet, but it'll also help me draw some people to my channel. And once I have some things up to date, I'll have more announcements to follow. And so keep track of what I say on Twitter and keep track of my Facebook page to keep up with any of the latest updates for me. And if you all could, do me a favor, help me spread the word by telling any of your friends about my channel, and this will definitely go a long way into helping me get recognized. And as we see the credits conclude with saying Crash will return, just keep in mind, in case those of you didn't know, he does return in the year following this game in a game called Crash Mind Over Mutant. I will play that game at some point this year, maybe close to summertime, but I don't want to play it immediately. In fact, I think what I'll do is I'll get away from this series a bit and focus on something else. And just again, once I've decided on what game it is that I want to play, then I will certainly let you all know. So that'll wrap it up here with Crash of the Titans, but I want to thank those of you who took the time out of your day to view these videos. I hope you all had a blast watching. I hope I did plenty to entertain you, and I'll certainly look to improve in future videos that I make. I had a great time playing through this game again, and I certainly had a blast making the videos. So until next time, peeps, this is ShadowHB3 signing out and telling you always to stay perky. See you all next LP.